Hey everyone, thanks for stopping by the Standards Weekly Check-In. I'm Colin. Behind the camera we got Dylan.
What's up?
Today we're going to be getting into some staff picks, flipping through a lot of used, recently priced LPs, and getting into your YouTube comments. As usual, if you see anything you like, you can hit the DMs on Instagram, give the shop a ring, or just cruise by. We're open 11 to 8, 7 days a week. Why don't we start with some staff picks?
I guess this is me, huh?
Yeah.
This is a little band called XTC, and an album called Drums and Wires. You know, I never knew what to categorize this.
Yes.
And it turns out a lot of people don't either. It turns out today. They're like, I never know what to say. It's like punk and pop. And I was like, yeah, I like it like to see it as like just pop rock, but everyone just keeps saying punk and everything, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. But great album. I wish we had the what's the one where they're like dressed up like submarine men?
Oh, Black Sea.
Yeah,
Great Sea? The Great Sea, the Black Sea. Something about a sea. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's the one.
But nothing wrong with Drums and Wires.
Skylarking sold, huh?
I think so.
Man, that's
a good one too.
Yeah, I mean, I've blabbed about that being my favorite XTC too many times, so people are sick of hearing it. Shut up already.
Yeah, Colin. But it's rare to get XTC now.
It is. It is. Yeah, that Black Sea record used to stick around forever. That's where I got really obsessed with them. It's just like having the records in and getting to play them so much because no one friggin' bought them. But things change.
I know. Weird how it works sometimes.
Yeah, what can you do? But that's great. People should catch on to XTC. I think that school of like 79 to like 81. I think that's just like the best songs that were ever written. Like written in that period, like Squeeze and Stranglers, all that, like just little like 2 notches above punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the first wave, new wave, some of the best stuff. And I guess this is a kind of a underappreciated U2 record. Just one of those records that finally clicked for me, listening to a bunch. I don't think I have any hot takes on it or anything. Just really I'm slowly crawling my way from being like the snob that says like, oh, I listen to Boy only for U2. Slowly. Boy used to be the only one I liked, but now I think I like October. We'll crawl slightly further, go deeper into the catalog, but right now it's just Boy in October. But at least I can say I really appreciate October. It's like you can hear them growing up in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Anyways, hot take: U2 is a good band. This is a new record that came out, and you're on the same page with me with this one, right?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. You go ahead and explain it though.
Okay, well, it's a singer of Zuo, of which there was recently a reissue of. It's a Japanese group that only had like one single in the 80s. Very like it's sort of like there was a handful of, so Kism didn't exist in a bubble. There was a handful of other groups that were sort of like playing with those demonic vocals and like metal and hardcore and all this kind of music fusing together. Kism was the most well-known of those. Zuo was like kind of in the same breath as them and contemporaries of them. And out of the blue, Relapse just reissued their complete discography, which is just one single, and then some live stuff for the first time, which is ridiculous. Things you don't expect to ever happen. But that's really cool to see. And I don't know if it was a package deal or what, but they got this new album, SHI, which stands for something crazy. I forgot the name of it. I forgot what it said. Either way, SHI is the name of the band, if you're nasty. But it's a singer of Zuo, and it's kind of more like industrial metal tinged traditional Japanese hardcore, if that makes sense. If there was a group from Poland like 10 years ago or so called PESD, who I think were working with like a similar sound, who I liked a lot. And I don't know what to say. If you're just like, all right, let's just look at some fashion icons here. Like if you see this and are like, this is not what I want in hardcore, then you're not gonna like this record. But if you see this and you're like, okay, this looks cool, I want to dive in, then you're gonna love this record because it like makes good on every promise that the look says. But yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. Probably going to be like my hardcore record. I can't imagine a better hardcore record coming out this year. So there's something to be said there. But yeah, very out of the blue, a new group that is really, I find really enjoyable. So here's a copy of Shotgun Willie that came in used, which is a really enjoyable record. I've had this one in before. Gave it a handful of spins. I forget the song. There's I think I used one of their songs as a jam of the day that I thought was really good. But this is a nice album and a little costly. Speaking of a little costly, look. Hey, all I'm saying is, like, it's perfect in every way. You know, it's not a club pressing. It's the OG. Probably the best album from probably the best band. You know, I don't know what to tell you. Finer things in life, they come at a pretty penny. And this is, I think, possibly one of maybe 2 copies I've seen in like being open for almost 10 years. So, you know, get on this if you're so inclined. And that brings us to the flip through, of which we have a lot of other used records, which let's start digging in. So you're a Steely Dan freak! Okay, Kid Charlemagne!
I love the 70s. So you like Steely Dan? Okay, Donald Fagen.
No, but you know, we did have a good run of Steely Dan records come in the shop, some of which are still around. Yeah. It's nice, they're kicking around for a while.
I didn't listen to it, sadly.
Yeah?
I was trying to do McCartney Mondays and they got ruined.
Do you have a favorite Steely Dan album?
That's not Asia.
Does it have to not be Asia?
I don't know.
Or is Asia just such an obvious
I feel like Asia is an obvious one.
Are you being a contrarian if your favorite Steely Dan album isn't Asia?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like a lot of people say it's Asia.
Yeah, I say it's Asia.
Yeah, I would say it's Asia.
I'll put that out there.
That's the thing.
Okay.
I know if my favorite's Asia, I feel like everyone else's favorite is Asia. I see from what I gather, everyone else's favorite is Asia. So I guess my second favorite, the Pretzel Logic.
This is because the name has pretzel in the name.
Yeah, I like snacks. It's my whole thing.
I do appreciate that they named an album after my favorite bonus in Ms. Pac-Man.
Yeah, because it's not like good for you.
Yeah,
essentially, it's not a fruit, so it's like
all of a sudden you got bananas, apples, pears, boring
carbs.
Yes. Oh, what have we here?
Salty carbs. Thank you.
A pretzel? I'll go out of my way to get that.
It's my favorite one because it's named after my favorite snack.
Exactly, Miss Pac-Man specifically. Maybe, I guess Miss Pac-Man came out after Pretzel Logic, so maybe that was their little Steely Dan tribute.
Oh, I think they were doing a tribute.
In all fairness, I can imagine whoever programmed Miss Pac-Man listening to a lot of Steely Dan, so it's not the worst. That is my Pretzel Logic.
Yeah.
But no, I kind of had an epiphany while listening to their catalog.
Yes.
I don't think Steely Dan wrote good albums.
Just songs?
I think all of their albums are at least 80% good. Mm-hmm. At worst, no album is worse than 60% good.
Yeah.
I'm all in on the catalog. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I play a song, I put a gun to your head. I'm like, is this off Royal Scam or Pretzel Logic? Is this off Katie Lied or I fucking shoot me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know I can name you what Zeppelin songs different records are off of. They're sort of I don't know. Each record kind of has its very own distinct feel to it. You know, if we're just sticking with classic rock stuff. But I think in general, with albums, they're sort of like locked in. Mm-hmm. With Steely Dan, I feel like other than I can tell you if a song's off maybe Asia or Gaucho, just because they sound so different than the rest of the catalog. But that whole like mid-period, I feel like the whole catalog could be on shuffle, and it would make just as much sense. I don't think they have well-conceived albums. Even Asia, if I'm being really perfectly honest, like I don't know the first song or the last song off Asia.
I just like Peggy.
I love that's a 100% perfect album front to back.
It is.
It's perfect music, but I don't know that it's like in proper nerdy, like an album tells a complete story, every song's a chapter.
Yeah.
Everything is in its perfect place. If you mix something around, it fucks up the whole thing, you know. In that logic, I don't know that Asia checks all those marks. It doesn't help that I do listen to my personal best of Steely Dan playlist on shuffle.
Yeah.
But I mean, I could do that with Van Halen, and I could still tell you which Van Halen song is on the album.
True. Yeah.
You can't switch around the songs on those records, or they change fundamentally what they are, you know. YouTube comments. Okay, we have some good questions this week. One from Cosmic Void Studios asks, what band would you like to see Riot Fest rise from the ashes to collect that sweet, sweet retirement money? So I mean, assuming like, you know, reunion bands. Like what reunion bands would you like to see? Which, for me, I don't know. You'd have to literally pay me to go to like a big festival. Like, that's just not really how I like to experience live music. So yeah, I think there is like literally no band that I could possibly care about reuniting. And in general, I think with reunions, like the ones that I've seen that work best are like kind of small scale, like, oh, these are some friends getting back together playing music. You know, when Amenity came back for, I think just one, like a small handful of shows, that was amazing to see. First of all, because I never saw them originally, and it's like my favorite San Diego band. And I don't know, it was just done so right. It felt so, I don't know, appropriate. Whereas like, you know, when you get the like, it's the fest and this is the band that's playing, it's like, can it ever work? Like, can it ever be satisfying? Can it ever really scratch whatever itch you want? Is there any reunion band you want to see? Band you want to like dream? And there's not many holdouts.
Steely Dan. No, I can't really think of anything, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, what are the? I think the holdouts are like Minor Threat. I was thinking like Uniform Choice.
That'd be good.
But there's such a crazy, insane storied history with that band. It's like, I don't know. It's probably best left. SSD Control's kind of a big one, but as we just saw this weekend.
It'd be a bad call, dude.
Yeah, that's better left in the grave. So yeah, no band. I have nothing.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have an answer.
Next question. D Void asks the coolest female punk singer, and he gives a list of examples. I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird to be like female punk. It's not Tennis, you know, where you just have like a different physicality. I don't know if we need to really make those kind of distinctions, but like, I mean, my default answer is always like Tam from Sacrilege, just because I think she was probably the most distinct and like really like shredding vocalist of all of that like mid to late 80s UK crust or hardcore, whatever you want to call it. And that's some of my favorite, like some of my favorite circle of bands. There's not a whole lot of it, but all of it is great, and I think Tam is just like the best vocalist out of all of that. So that's but I don't know. I like X-Ray Specs a lot. I think Polly's probably like, in terms of a singer, about as good as it gets in punk music, really. You know. Oh, you know who's good is the gal from Life But How to Live It, who I think I talked about last time. So this is probably the most that Life But How to Live It will, most love Life But How to Live It will get. But she's great. She sounds like Geddy Lee from Rush on accident. I like them a lot. But yeah, it's Tam from Sacrilege. That's the coolest one. Where's your?
I feel the same way as you do. Not your picks, just like being like it shouldn't matter.
Right.
But if you had to put a gun to my head,
which I do. I often put a gun here.
There's a gun behind my head right now, but I don't know if it counts. But lower or less of 100 gecs.
Yeah, that's probably more of a punk band than most punk bands at this point.
Exactly, that's why I choose lower or less of 100 gecs.
That's a good call. I like that one. All right, and with that, thanks for watching, everyone. And if you have any questions you would like to see answered in the next video, leave a YouTube comment down below, and we will address them next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye. Every time I put up a fight, God come through and tell me you ain't doing it right. Now I'm down on the ground, kid not breathing. I'm getting hot take, U2 is a good band. God bring him back, forgive his sins. She's saying please don't go away like she boys the men.